What's good, man? It's OG Drip, man. You're new to that channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button, man. Just a channel where we talk about the spiritual truth and how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis, y'all. And speaking of energy, I want to talk about something deep today. So now, as I was telling y'all, we're gonna start unfolding all this Greek mythology, all the mythology, period. You know what I mean? But today we started off with Greek mythology. So if any one of y'all ever seen Chiron, which is what we're talking about today, if you ever seen the drawn figure of Chiron, it was what, like, in Greek mythology, you can go look it up. I'm probably, if I got the thumbnail, you're gonna see it up there. But anyway, it's basically the horseman. It's basically the top, you know what I'm saying, of the centaur man, you know what I'm saying, that shoots arrows or whatever, however you want to look at it. But the whole point is, in this Greek mythology story, Chiron is known as the like the most superior of all the centaurs. So basically, Chiron in Greek mythology was like the one that could teach everyone and the one that knew how to teach heal everyone. So not only did he know how, he was the best teacher, was also the best healer. You know what I'm saying? But he also was known as the child of Saturn. So you get what I'm saying? So when we talk about when we talk about Greek mythology, you have to understand that these is powers that or energy that's being used. So when we talk about like in this case, when we say Chiron, especially when you talk about the story behind him of him being Hercules, what, you know what I'm saying, being hit with Hercules poison tip arrow or something like that in the knee, we're talking about the pain, you know what I'm saying, the pain that he couldn't heal from. So when we talk about Chiron, and that's not to get too lost in the story, y'all, it's just saying is the wounded healer. So this is where Chiron, the wounded healer, come from. So when people start going through something in life, it's that's coming. It's like every time you do something, it's like no matter what you do, this energy coming behind it. Like it's always chasing you. You know what I'm saying? You be like, dang, I swear, bro. It's like every time I do this, this comes with it. This do that. You know what I'm saying? It's the Chiron energy. You know what I mean? And this is the reason why it's important. And this is the reason why I say it's very important to know how to cipher stuff. So when we talk about Chiron, you have to think Chiron really in astrology is it's a comet sitting between Saturn and Uranus. So when you think about Uranus and Saturn, it gives a pull towards it that gives it this energy outburst. So therefore, it acts as if both planets. So you get what I'm saying? But now this on a different note, because Chiron ain't that energy you want. This that thing you like, you know what? This is not what I want to happen. This is your insecurities. So when we talk about something that you're just not able to necessarily get over, this is what it is. So you be like, damn, every time I look at everything, I see everything going on, but why I just can't do this for myself? I know how to teach them, aka you know how to use the Uranus, you know what I'm saying? And you know how to give others stability, but when it comes to you, you don't know how to think about it, and you getting hit with some energy that you don't necessarily know how to, you know what I'm saying, get over. You know, so that's why we here. We talk about utilizing energy. We talking about what this channel for. We talking about how we gonna not necessarily stop that. You can't heal that big ass wound. It's too deep. So instead of you healing it, let's find a way to band-aid it. You get what I'm saying? So when we talk about Chiron, that's where the healer come from. So the wound being so deep and the healer being, you know what I'm saying, a way around it, a way of looking at it differently, a different way of thinking, aka Uranus playing this part. So now we're thinking about when Saturn is your stability. This is something that knock you down. It's something like, say Saturn is your shield, right? Say Saturn is stability, right? It's like you got all the shields right here, and somebody took a arrow and shot right in between the shields, like this little old hard little black spot they had, and it went right through. You know what I'm saying? Right through that little opening. So when you think about that, that even shows you when you look at the glimpse of Chiron, you'll see that it's a key, and it got like a hole. So it's like the key to their heart. You know what I'm saying? The key to your guts, or however you want to look at it. But you got to know this the key to your deep emotions. So it's like the things that's like you try to hide from, you know what I'm saying, from actually happening, but you don't. It's not necessarily hiding, but it's like something that's happening. You can't get up out of it. You can't fix it. You can fix it for others and can't fix it for yourself. So that is why everything is like different. You have to learn these points in your life. So how I be telling y'all, like, all this stuff means stuff. Like, you can actually see how it play out in real life. That's why I like this channel. You know what I mean? A lot, because I get to show others how things play out, and all us be able to show others things in life, and don't be able to fix it for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn, what the hell is that going on? But that's that Chiron energy, I'm telling you. So when you start thinking about that, this is necessarily that thing, like I said, you don't want to get to. So when we start talking about Chiron energy, I'm gonna discuss Chiron energy going to each sign, like explaining how each sign is affected by this. Because like I told you, everyone is different when it comes down to what you might be secured about. You might not be you know what I'm saying, insecure about being creative and stuff like that. You might not care if a person like your ideals or not. But me just saying, and I'm not skipping ahead, but Chiron being a Leo, bro, that jump, I be getting hit all type of ways, man. So it's like, and especially when it comes down to like what energy gets sucked into, what energy start gravitating towards you. So that's another way I want you to look at it before I get too deep. And this is just a quick breakdown of what Chiron actually, how Chiron actually affect you. People call it a meteor, people call it a comet. I don't know. But whatever you want to call it, just know that's what it means. You know what I mean? Chiron in Greek mythology, just like I said, was known as the healer and the teacher. And then, you know what I'm saying, that couldn't heal itself. So when you think about that, hey, it's the same thing as in someone being able to help a whole bunch of other people in this way of life, but they sitting there slacking in their darn self. So when we start going into the signs, it's the same way of how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you have to learn the way around this, so you'll be able to unlock that supernaturalness. So that's what that key come from. So although you're not able to fix it, you got to learn how to heal from it. You get what I'm saying? So that's basically the introduction of Chiron, getting to know it, what's going on. So on the next video, I'm gonna do Chiron going in all the signs. I didn't want to get people too lost. I didn't want you know what I'm saying, the video to be too long before we actually get into Chiron being in all signs, because some people probably not even had a natal reading and none of that done. But this is why I be saying, get it done, bro. Get this stuff done for your own benefits. Obviously, when it comes down to us getting things done and learning something, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like they don't want you to get this. They don't want you to learn that. So you got to fight for it. I'm pretty sure you'll have to pay for it to get your actual birth certificate with the actual time on it and stuff like that. And if y'all have ways that people could get them online and stuff, you know what I'm saying, leave it down in the comments, because we all need to help each other, and we all need to find what's good for us, where we need to work on in our own life, and after that figure out how we could work with others. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, what I'm talking about with this wounded healer, it's like, okay, if you got people that have these wounds, you know what I'm saying, you realize it, you make a now go down to giving the energy to what they may need. You know what I mean? To now that they're able to see it through, they're able to find it somewhere in they self. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more due to you. You be like, hey, don't forget about yourself, dog. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all this you're doing for me, but don't forget about yourself, dog. You know what I'm saying? For real. And then on top of that, you know, us being around each other, bro, we keep the world going around. You know what I'm saying? We keep the world spinning. So at the end of the day, try to reach out to people. Try to let people know that stuff ain't what it seems to be. You know what I'm saying? We got scared and tricked. And then when you talk about getting scared and getting tricked, man, now you're not able to access your brain like they want you to. Now you ain't able to access nothing like you want to be honest, because now we are living in a trap. So by me saying that, all I'm just saying is, dog, real talk. The reason why I wanted to talk about this first is because, you know, we go through churches, we go through whatever you go through, man. Just saying, we go through a time in religion, everybody, that we try to find something that fits for us, as in everywhere, and everything don't fit for everybody. And this is one of them things I'm talking about, because, you know what I'm saying, this what happened to me in my past. Like, this is my wounds that I, you know what I'm saying, I got going on. You over here with a whole nother wound, you know what I mean? You don't understand this to the way it's taking me. You might be like, dog, since me being with Chiron and Leo, you might be like, bro, go ahead, bro, go buy yourself something. Man, show them boys you know stuff. Show them boys you creative. And I sit there like, huh? Like, for real, bro. So, like I told y'all, it took me a lot to get on the internet and talk to y'all, bro. So, it takes a lot for me, bro. And it's like, and I'm so conscious about it, bro. And it hurts so bad, because it's like, when I go out to express myself, and some people, you know what I'm saying, look at me and judge me by too much, my ass sometimes let that energy get to me. So as in being that, that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I didn't know what area in my heart, what area in my life could I do to stop that, or at least take off the pain, at least learn how to live with it. You know what I mean? Like, God. So boom, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because it's like very important, bro. Like, you have to know what's going on with yourself first. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be sitting there being the type of person, and that's another thing. You be like, how these people able to talk the talk and they ain't able to walk the walk? You know what I'm saying? You can ask a Christian, a pastor, whatever you want to ask that, and they don't really have no answer for you. But the answer is, hey, where's your Chiron? What is, you know what I'm saying? What is your wound? What got you feeling like you feel all the time? You know what I'm saying? Because once we figure that out, now let's try to figure out ways that you could, you know what I'm saying, utilize a different way of thinking to make the wound necessarily as a little light as you can mentally. You know what I mean? So then as a physical being, it'll play it out as a little lighter, you know? So you could be able to get on through life. Because if you have a problem like me, if I got Chiron and Leo, right? Like I said, if I never got on the internet, never got period out in front of nobody, look what I'm losing out on. Look what I'm like, bro. Thousands of people need advice from me. You know what I mean? Like, more than that once they get to my channel. But it's just, everyone needs to be able to connect with each other and be able to express themselves, be able to show their creativity. And if I can't do that, now I'm suffering myself, because I'm very creative. You know what I'm saying? And I love my creative, because my Venus even sitting low and Leo. So it's like, bro, I got passion for all this. So it don't even matter where your other signs at, especially if this sitting there when Chiron, there's like, man, bump all that other energy you had. This hit hard. Like all them other energies, like I told you, little shields trying to protect something, and the arrow going right through them. So at the end of the day, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I know everyone be like, why do I always get this guilty feeling? Why can't I fix that? Like, what makes me feel like this? You know what I mean? Like, no matter what I do, bro, I just can't get past this little knot in the road. Like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to treat myself good, especially like hard-working people and stuff. I know I'm supposed to treat myself good, but I treat everybody else with respect. Ain't nothing necessarily wrong with that, but you putting yourself always last, and you really having a hard time, even though you know you having a hard time finding a way to making it work. So like I said, bro, at the end of the day, it's all about knowing the energy, knowing what you could do. If you don't know what energy is going on, you don't know what hitting you. So you may be out one day and feel like it's time for you to open your mouth and express yourself, and it may not be that time. You know what I mean? So this goes along with anything, you guys, when I talk about this astrology stuff. So, man, stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep this video short. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned, and we're finna get deep and go into your individual sign about how Chiron affects you. So what can you do as a wounded centaur? How can you heal yourself? You know what I mean? How can you gain some type of healing to be able to fight and be able to continue this battle out here in this hurtful, cold, dirty world, how people like to say, you know what I'm saying? But in this world, it ain't cold if you already know what energy coming with it. So being that said, man, learn how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis. And I'm out, man. OG Drill.